here, I think the coast is clear. We can smoke this doobie and have no fear. Let's smoke, loosen up and have a toke. The laws against it are a joke. Let's smoke, I'm on the police force and not the evil sort, so I'll watch you go with no remorse. Let's go against it are a joke. Let's watch an open lane, let's smoke. Hot smoking things you smoke. There's enough and have a talk. Well, that's some free bullshit. George Washington threw it because in 1780 weed was legit. Fuck you. The things you say they're just not true. I bet you need to smoke it too. Fuck you to know the radio bomb.
When I'm a corporate head, forget what you just said. If the kids smoke pot, they're as good as kids. Hot kills, it gets your focus last and kills. The hell with all the oil spills. Tot kills, tot kills.
Well, I haven't done, we got you 2 to 1, so shut your mouth around and use my gun. It's way past time to be alive. Smoke a joint. Corporate head. I got the joint right here. Marijuana, the assassin of youth. Or is it? Despite the expensive government efforts to erase this plant from history, cannabis is making a comeback. Tonight, we'll examine the reasons people are demanding freedom to use all seed-bearing plants on Earth, as it says on the first page of the Bible. But first, let us tell you the history so far behind our leafy little friend, cannabis. It is generally assumed that early humans ate anything they could get their hands on, animal or vegetable. Of course, plants could not run away. This survival process eventually led to cannabis as a source of food. It also led to the world's first stone. Hallucinations caused by eating this prehistoric weed may well have resulted in mankind's very first religious experience. In fact, until recently, cannabis was commonly included in sacred incense and anointments. The psychoactive effects actually increased the religious ecstasy of the people. Until recently, it has to be acknowledged that cannabis hemp has aided mankind's survival much more than cannabis marijuana. Hemp has literally provided food and clothing to the cold and hungry since the dawn of civilization. Until the 1900s, virtually all of the world's paper was printed on cannabis hemp, and all canvas came from cannabis. The word canvas is derived from the word cannabis. In 1492, the Santa Maria arrived on the shores of North America, equipped with cannabis hemp sails, maps, and ropes. It's rumored that Spanish sailors who were forced to burn their ships' cannabis riggings were the first ones to develop a taste for smoking cannabis.
Hey, man! Are you feeling a little strange?
Yeah, man. This is like totally far out.
We should burn the sails more often.
Okay.
Probably just a rumor, since hemp doesn't get you high. Free speech in America only came when they built their first paper mill. What plant literally gave the Americans the freedom to communicate without British supervision? Not trees, cannabis.
Washington says, England sucks. Revolution!
Although cultivated both by Jefferson and Washington, hemp has always had one major problem. It's labor manually intensive, having always required many work hours to prepare hemp for use. When technology made other material more profitable, trees for paper and cotton for clothing, hemp virtually disappeared from the scene. Until 1938, when Popular Mechanics magazine announced that cannabis hemp was to be America's first billion-dollar crop. It announced the invention that put hemp on a level playing field with its competitors, the decorticator. Enter William Randolph Hearst, newspaper giant and model for the film Citizen Kane. With his vast holdings in timber, pulp and paper mills and logging companies, he stood to lose a fortune with hemp's resurgence. The Conrad Black, now Izzy Asper of his day, he had an answer to his problems and started all of ours. His many newspapers began a vicious campaign against marijuana. They created the Gore Files, printing photographs of mutilated murder victims and placing the blame directly on the shoulders of marijuana. Hearst used his newspapers to convince the public that marijuana was evil. He then sent his lapdog, Harry Anslinger, to persuade the government. What did Anslinger use as irrefutable proof of the evils of marijuana? Hearst's unbiased newspapers, of course. Sadly, this plan worked. America now holds 25% of the world's prison population. 2/3 of them are there on drug charges. Although Canada has largely followed the American war on drugs, in 1994, Canadian laws banning cannabis literature were struck down, and the first Canadian cannabis plants in nearly 60 years were planted in Ontario by Joe Troupe. In 1998, cannabis hemp was fully decriminalized in Canada. As long as it doesn't get you high, it's legal. Our government has recently committed to a study of medical marijuana. However, this August, the Ontario Court of Appeal announced that Canada's marijuana prohibition laws are unconstitutional. They have given Ottawa 1 year to rewrite the laws incorporating the recognition of the need for medical marijuana. So, ladies and gentlemen, we all have a voice, but now more than ever, yours needs to be heard. Hemp never hurt nobody. Hemp to make $1